I keep wanting to create a whole new splash screen for the channel, but I just haven't got around to it yet. And it's Monday, and we're live. Been a really long week. 2 weeks, actually. And I need a vacation. But, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever get one. So, here we are. I have, my mind is completely blank at the moment, so how are you? I'm open that the microphone's still going. I got it all set right, so there's like a 17-second delay. Ron Kincaid, how's it going, buddy? Definitely could use some time off. Unfortunately, I learned a long time ago that I am not supposed to take a day off. When I used to run my computer center, I'd be gone for like 3 days just on a camping trip. I'd come back and the whole store would just be a madhouse, and I'd spend the next 2 weeks trying to fix everything. So I stopped going on vacation because that's what happens. And with the job I have now, I don't think I can have a vacation even if I wanted one, because everybody knows that I can work from virtually anywhere I want. So they would find me unless I left my phone home and my computer home and don't tell anybody where I'm going and just disappear. That'd be nice. Yeah. Just to have 3 days of just not doing anything. That'd be great. Anyway. So, aside from that, I've got some things going for the experiment blog that I've been talking about for the past 6 months. Figure that if I can get everything planned out and going, I'm going to have all the content planned out and probably a lot of it already scheduled to be published, and I'm going to start the publishing on August 1st. So it's going to be a whole 31 days of nothing but blog content on that site, just to see if it makes a difference. So hopefully that'll be something worthwhile to look at after August. Aside from that, I really need a vacation. I mean, I love my job. I love what I do. But there's just days where a moment would be awesome. Every time I get up, it's almost like my entire team has some kind of spider sense going on, because every time I get up from my desk, even to go to the bathroom, Slack goes off, the phone goes off. Like, fuck, people. Leave me alone. Aside from that. Oh. Hello, Diana. How's it going? Oh. So, that's pretty much what I've been up to. God, I don't even, there's some times where I have a kind of an idea of what I'm going to do a live stream on, but then it just falls apart. Like tonight, especially. I don't know, like the last hour I spent moseying around in the yard. I found some large, giant ass caterpillar about the size of my freaking finger. Big red guy. Don't know what it is. I haven't looked it up yet. But that's bright. Find out what it was. Big red caterpillar. Maybe I'll show a picture of it to you guys. It's a freaking monster. That might be it. I feel you. A vacation would be nice. Yeah, it would be. But I pulled all the weeds and stuff away from my house, and this monster was sitting there on top of the water dealie. He's not... Imperial moth looks pretty close, but it's too fuzzy. I need it. It's like completely bald. No fuzz. Well, let's see if I can show you what it looks like. My pics. Essentially, this is the only time I actually get to be social, so you also bear with me. I don't go anywhere. That is not what I was looking for. I wish they would stop moving stuff around. Okay. photos. Was it not updated yet? Maybe it hasn't. Should have. Oop, that is not what I wanted to do. Damn it. Oh. Aside from that, yeah, it's kind of a boring night, isn't it? Where the hell is that? Cool. Photos. Got it. Oh, now it's uploading. God, we just didn't do that before. Now we should be able to pull it up. There he is. Okay. And let's see. I need the window capture. There we go. All right. Oops. Let me see if I can get this organized a little bit better. There you go. That big guy was on the water dilly. You see the cover right there. I was getting the hose and I was going to spray down. Well, I'm going after red ants with some killer stuff. But this guy was just kind of hanging out. He was rolling around. I have no idea where it came from. He wasn't there. I think yesterday's when I pulled the weeds out, or the day before I pulled the weeds out. And yeah, I've never seen one before. So that's almost nightmare fuel. No idea what it is. Big red caterpillar. Okay, here's one that says big red caterpillar. It doesn't say what it is. Yeah, you. Right? That one looks pretty close. Pandora Sphinx caterpillar. Why'd you be something that's like dangerous and poisonous? No, that's. It so far eats grape leaves and lilac leaves. Well, we do have grapes at the end of the yard, but that's like a good 40 feet away. It looks like a grub. That's what I thought at first too, but it was way too big to be a grub. And it rolled off the dealie. I don't know. I don't see it. Pretty close though, but I don't know. I'll plug it up later. No, stop it. Yeah, it was crazy. I do have grapes, like I said, but they're on the other side of the yard, and nowhere near where this guy was. So either he was completely lost, or it's something completely different. At either rate. So that was my fun for the day. I get up. I try to have like a set schedule. I got up at 6:35. Well, no, I got up at 6, but I wanted to get everything ready by 6:35. Wound up starting right at like 7 something, and been working ever since. I did have to go shopping, which took a little bit of time, but not too bad. Oh, yeah. Oh, vacations. Yeah. Let's talk about vacations. How I've done a ton of research on why it's important to take breaks and take vacations, especially for a freelancer. Maybe I should take my own advice. Problem is that, like I said, I'm the type of person who needs to have control. So I know that if I was to leave my team alone for any period of time, things would go straight to hell. So I can't be on vacation. I don't know. I guess I can try to delegate it, but I really don't trust anybody else to do my job. Yeah. No. Maybe being locked up through this whole COVID thing is just making me stir crazy. That's more likely what it is. This year was supposed to be my year of getting out and being more social, meeting new people, making new friends, but this whole virus thing kind of put an end to that, which is kind of ironic, seeing how I lived my entire life as a hermit, well, a big portion of it, and the moment I decide that I don't want to be a hermit anymore, life is like, oh yeah, you do. We're going to keep you here. So, kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Can't really do anything about it. And I follow the science, so I'm not one of these anti-maskers. Sorry if you are, but I do. I follow science. And so I'm like, I do, like my roommate does have breathing issues, and I would hate to be responsible for anything happening to Dan. So you're also a control freak. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call it a control freak. It's just based off of experience. I never used to be, but then every time I've come back from a vacation of some kind or from having a weekend in the mountains, all hell would break loose at the store. So I'd have to spend so much time trying to fix everything. The same with the liquor store, same with if I, well, let's see, last year before my son died, I had a really bad ear infection that prevented me from really getting into the work, but I still sat at my desk and tried to maintain everything, even though I had like 104 temperature. I felt like hell, stuff coming out of my ear. I'll go and do it, but it's pretty gross. And that was about for 2 weeks. It was just miserable. But I knew that if I left my station at any point, it would just go nutso. So I don't know if I would classify myself as a freak. More of cautious, because you never know. Someone doesn't do their job, or does something wrong, or mostly when it comes to the writers, it's not too bad, because it's a lot of times it's I can't get this plug-in to work, or like right now we have security settings that we can't get around because it's way too high and we can't write about certain things, or mostly that. So it's not too bad. But then everybody adds more to the plate and it keeps getting more and more piled on. And then on top of that, I try to maintain my blogs, my YouTube channel. I didn't get to do a video today because I was so far had a backlog that I had to get done. It's just, I don't know, there's days where I'm like, I don't know. I know. I was really, really hoping on being more positive today, but I'm not like negative or depressed or anything. I'm just burned out. Not to the point of quitting everything, but I need a moment, I think. No, I didn't mean anything by that. Thought you would laugh. I did. I'm laughing on the inside, I promise. But I don't know, it's really hard. I just want to vegetate on something. I don't even know what. I don't even, like, usually my go-to is just like turn on some Star Trek on Netflix and just blank out. And that's not even helping now. So I'm like, I think it's all being stir crazy. I'm stuck in the house during a pandemic. I don't want to go anywhere because I don't want to wear my mask everywhere I go. It's like I was going to sign up with Planet Fitness so I can lose the last 20 pounds. And before, they said that I only have to wear a mask when I walk in the building. I don't have to wear it while I'm working out. Just fine. But now, because of everything that's going on, I have to wear my mask full time. And I can breathe just fine in my mask. No problem. I have a problem with heat. And having my breath coming back at me while I'm working out is problematic. Mostly because I have a tendency of getting heat stroke fairly easy. So it's not that I'm running out of breath or I can't get enough oxygen. It's that I have a severe issue with heat, and sometimes heat will give me an anxiety attack. And so there's certain things I can't do, or in certain temperatures anyway. And so stuff like that, not going to be conducive. So I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to have to worry about just everything. So I think the state of the world is really depressing me. Never seen it so divisive. Of course, I'm only 44, but still. I sympathize completely. Well, that's good. Thank you, Diana. But this is just a phase. I'll be fine. I think just lately it's been getting kind of grilling on me. Oops. And so I think I need to find something to do that's more fun. I've gained weight these past few months. Yeah, I was supposed to be losing it, and I was doing really well. I was down to 216, and then my birthday happened, and I went back up. Uh-oh. What fresh hell is this? Well, at least it's not somebody needing something for a change. It's just Fitbit telling me that somebody named Heidi is 662 steps behind me. Yeah. Might have to go for a walk later. But anyway, I did lost quite a bit. Got down to 216. My birthday happened. Went back up to 221 this morning, I think it was. 220. But there's a lot of things that can fluctuate your weight, especially inside of a week. So you can't really put too much stock into scales on a day-by-day basis, because anything from retaining water to not being regular can cause you to fluctuate back and forth from 1 to 3 pounds depending. So I try not to put too much stock in the day-to-day weight. I normally keep track of it when I'm doing a study to see how many calories I need to burn to lose a pound, because I use my Fitbit, and I've actually collected quite a bit of data. Pretty cool. So I'm getting back into it. I've only had just over 1,000 calories eaten today, and I burned 2,200, which is kind of piddly compared to what I used to do. So, Chris Desatoff, hey, what's up, and happy B-Day. Thank you very much, Chris. And this is the man that disappeared for like almost a year. How's it going, Chris? But if you haven't had a chance to watch, we did a live stream. It was kind of like an interview, collab, whatever you want to call it. But it's if you want to see that, it was last year at some point, the live stream. That was pretty fun. Oh yeah, happy belated birthday. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, that's okay. I didn't even announce it on social media. Like, I keep scrolling through and seeing all these people. It's my birthday today. To me, it was a Wednesday. It was a work day. That's all. I didn't even get the cake I wanted because the COVID thing shut down all the bakeries, and I did get a Cold Stone ice cream cake for my birthday, and that was really good. But the peanut butter parfait thingy that I wanted from Target wasn't there, so can't help it. I'm a ninja. Ninja vanish. Yeah. So aside from that, it was a day. No biggie. So, God, I've had the most stellar last 10 months, haven't I? Anywho, a lot of things have been going good. I've had a consistent flow of content going on the blog for Writer Sanctuary. I've got planned out stuff for Colorado Plays, and I've actually done 3 consecutive blog posts for a change. That doesn't happen very often. What else? Crossing Colorado I haven't done anything with. I wanted to do something on Sundays, but this weekend got all jacked up, so I couldn't do that. The green blog starts this Saturday. So there's all kinds of good things going. Well, hopefully. I'm keeping positive. I'm just really tired. I'm really tired of the world. Yeah, I think that's where it is. Not woe is me, crying to my beer and getting drunk or whatever, but I do have wine. Same thing happened to me. My B-Day was in June and I didn't get a free cupcake. That's a bummer. Well, happy belated birthday to you too. So, I feel really bad for the graduates this year, because they really didn't get a really cool graduation at all. Most of it was virtual. I did hear of somebody creating a Minecraft server where everybody could attend their graduation in Minecraft. That was kind of cool. So there's ways to get around it, I guess, but you just still, I feel bad because you work for 12 years of your life to get to that special moment, have that special day in front of everybody, and then have it taken away from you like this. Is just, I don't know. Feel bad for the kids, but it is what it is. Got to move through it. But I am like super hot. I need to put an air conditioner in here. I kind of have one, but I covered it up because normally during the day it gets like super cold. Because my air conditioner in the new house works really well. The basement's like an ice cube. It's like a fridge down there. I feel bad for Dan and the dog. The dog mostly is up here with me, so Dan freezes out. But I love my house. I love my office. Life is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-life or anything. Things are going great for me. I'm just really tired. Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah. I feel bad for students too. Yeah. Yep. And I hope this is all done by Halloween, which I know it's not going to be. I love Halloween. Halloween's one of my favorite times of the year. I decorate the house. I get all dressed up. I go do fun stuff. So I don't even know if that's going to happen. This will be the first year that I didn't go to Hullabaloo, which is a charity event that I go to for the gaming blog. We hang out with Geeks of Grandeur. It's a charity organization here in Denver that makes medical grade gaming equipment for Children's Hospital. I give them quite a bit of money every year. And last year we spent a ton of money on winning my wine that I'm saving for a special occasion. I have a 12-year-old bottle in there. And it was some hand-painted wine glasses to go with it. So it's really cool. I love going to this thing. And this year would have been the third consecutive year, but I don't know if that's going to happen, so it's kind of a bummer. I'll still try to send what I can to the charity online, but still misses a little bit of that funness, you know. Halloween is my favorite season. Yeah, everything from Halloween through Christmas is my time of the year. I love it. I keep teasing everybody they're gonna set up the tree. And somebody sent me something about hanging Christmas lights. I'm like, don't tempt me, because I will. But my roommate Dan tells me that I can't hang the lights up until after Thanksgiving. So 12:01, they're going up. I'll probably cancel trick-or-treating too, Arthur. Yeah. That's what I'm betting, is either that or they have to run around with masks, which, no, because you get that COVID on the wrapper. I don't know. It's just angers me, you know? I can't imagine what it would have been like 1918 with the Spanish flu, or 17 or wherever the hell it was. But this is maddening. This is from an introvert. I don't even like going out. But that would have been something I wanted to do this year. That's really, even me, I'm getting bugged by it, because aside from having to go to Walmart periodically to get groceries, I don't go anywhere. Mostly because I am an introvert. But I would love to go out and play some golf, or Top Golf, or I wanted to go check out the One Up, which is a bar that has an arcade in it. Looks pretty fun. My mom keeps the Christmas tree up all year round. Nice. I would love to, but they won't let me. Normally, like in our last house, I had a colored light strung across the bar. There was a open between the kitchen and the living room, and there was a bar there where you can put everybody. It was a catch-all for everything: mail, magazines, cats. So I got mounts for the bar and just strung the colored lights up and let them hang, and they were there for 2 years until our landlord wanted to sell the house and kicked us out. So, but it was pretty cool. It worked great for a nightlight. The whole living room was lit up. Oh, I love Christmas. Like when I turn on my tree. And then I got a garland to go across the top, which I don't think is going to fit in my new house. I might have to get a bigger garland, because I love separating the rooms with a lit up garland that goes across the top. And I just don't know if that's going to reach. On the other hand, it will prevent a lot of cavities. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Guess there's a silver lining to every cloud. on one hand, we can't do trick-or-treating, but then diabetes. It's all good. God, I'm just like really not with it today, am I? I'm sorry. I did want to be more excited, but it's really hard sometimes, especially when you're always tired, like me. And I want to be more fun. I watch some people on YouTube that have an enormous amount of energy, even some of the older guys, and I start thinking to myself, I'm 44, I'm not supposed to be bouncing around like Ninja or Philip DeFranco or any of the other guys that have like this super amount of energy. I'm 44 and I'm broken. I'm out of shape. Obviously, I don't have the same energy level, but I would like to at least be a little bit more chipper. Some days I just feel like I'm Eeyore on downers, and I don't know, there's like times where I think to myself, what am I doing? I don't remember. The whole reason why I built Writer Sanctuary in the first place was to help people do what I do, to move from working on content mills to being where I'm at today. And I love it when somebody says, this is just what I was looking for. Thank you. That's the whole reason why I do what I do. So I just wish I could do it with more gusto, I don't know what to do about that. I think part of it is that I haven't had a very good bed ever, except for my month and a half that I stayed in the hotel. God, I miss that bed. It was so comfy. Now I have a memory foam mattress that remembered to be a brick, and I put a foam cover over top of it, so it's a little bit more comfortable, but my God, it's still hard. We're all sitting here listening to you. Of course you're fun. I wouldn't know if I'm fun, but thank you for listening. I try not to go on personal rants, some days, I don't know, some days you just gotta say fuck it. I know that wasn't very professional of me, but you gotta hear me when I'm not on camera. I have a mouth like a drunken sailor at sea. So, anyway, I'm trying really hard. I'll try to be more chipper. I don't know how to do that. Like I said, lack of sleep. I get maybe 6 hours a night, if I'm lucky. And on average, the average adult should be getting between 7 and 9 hours. And I'm probably one of the type of people that should be getting more than that. But there's no way, because I have to be up at 6. I toss and turn most of the night. And then 5:55, my cat gets on my chest and reminds me it's time to feed her. So, good times. And then I have another cat, a big black one. If I slide over, she'll take up almost half the bed at the top, because that's where she sleeps, is next to my head. She's not too bad. It's the fat one that gets on my chest and starts biting my nose and she'll lick my nose until I wake up. Like, that is so not how I wanted to wake up in the mornings. So I get up, feed everybody, go out and take the dog out, come back in, get some emerge going. I wanted to get back into exercising, but lately I'll plan out what I want to write, and for some reason I'll just write it. Instead of just planning it out, I'll just say, hell with it, I'll just do it now, bam, and I'll just do it. And I need to stop doing that because it's really throwing my schedule off. And yeah. I hate it when I get a good train of thought going and then all of a sudden crash into a wall. Oh. So anyway, what do you guys think would be a great way to spend a vacation if this COVID thing was going on? Like, do you guys enjoy going out of state, out of the country? I miss Santa Monica. I loved it out there. I love Santa Monica Pier, the Pacific Ocean, just freaking amazing. But aside from that, I don't think I've really gone to many really cool places. I've been to Yellowstone. Been to Goblin Valley in Utah, the Arches, Vegas. We drove through Vegas on the way back from LA. Been to Arkansas. My stepson's my ex-stepson's graduation. I shall say he's my kid, even though he's not, but went to his graduation a couple years ago. First time I ever saw fireflies. That was amazing. It was so many fireflies in the field. It was like really super cool. And I still geek out about it every time I think about it. I've been kinda through the northern tip of Texas. Been to Oklahoma. I did go to Kansas City for WordCamp last year. That was pretty fun. That's one thing I miss this year, it's WordCamps. I want to go to the beach, so yes, that means leaving my state. Well, I don't know, you can have beaches in inland. We kind of have beaches at the reservoir. It's not the same thing. If you ever get a chance to go to Santa Monica, it's amazing. I loved it. And they are so anti-trash and plastic out there, but a lot of people complain about not having plastic bags and all that other stuff. But if you go on the beach in Santa Monica, there's like not a single piece of trash anywhere. It's a beautiful, pristine beach. You can walk barefoot and not have to worry about anything except jellyfish. And it's just amazing. I loved it. Real beach like the one in LA or the Bahamas. I've never been to an island. That's one thing I can say that I haven't done. I've always mostly was on the western side of the country. I've been to Oregon, California, Nevada, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah. I was born in Utah, duh. New Mexico. I was in Albuquerque for a software convention. That was pretty cool. Took a little puddle jumper from here to Albuquerque. Had to be at the airport at 3:30 in the morning. I flew the red eye because it was the cheapest way my company could send me. But I got to stay in a 5-star resort, and they paid for everything. I don't remember. Do you know what a $22 burger tastes like? I sure as hell don't, because I didn't buy it. It was way too much for me. But yeah, the resort, the La Posada. That was an amazing resort. Wish I'd go back. That was pretty cool. It was October. It was fall in Albuquerque, so it wasn't hot, but it wasn't too cold. It was just perfect for me. So I have to find that perfect balance. Like I said, I have an issue with heat, and so places that are way too hot really, really hurt me. Which is one of the reasons why I like LA. And people say LA is like super hot, but it's not really. Compared to here in Colorado, where it's like always 20 degrees hotter here than in LA, which is kind of funny. But that's how it works. And like right now, well, I don't know, let's check. Normally, when one of my friends complains about it, don't click it, you idiot. Right now it's 63 degrees in Los Angeles. Here, it's 81, so it's almost perfect there, 20 degrees hotter. I think part of that is because we are on a higher altitude, so technically we're closer to the sun, but we don't have as much atmosphere between us and the sun, obviously. So it is a lot hotter here, and more desert-like, at least where I'm at. Yeah, Santa Monica sounds great. Oh, it is. I loved it. Like, I got some awesome pictures of the Pacific Ocean as the sun was going down. Don't know if I would swim in it because I have an issue with water that I can't see through. It's not that I have a fear of the ocean. I just have a fear of what's in the ocean. The sharks and I have an agreement. They don't swim in my backyard and I don't play in theirs. So it's all good. I don't miss LA one bit. Humidity was almost as bad as Hawaii. See, I love humidity. I think a lot of that is I have psoriasis, and so humidity helps out tremendously. So like when I was in LA, my psoriasis went almost completely gone. So it was amazing. But I come back here and it gets so dry. One thing I do, I've never been to Hawaii, so I'm kind of jealous on that one. But like when I went to Kansas City, now Kansas City is um, that's something else. Like when I got off the airplane and the airport, it's crazy because you land, and you get off the plane, and you're like 20 feet away from the exit to leave the airport. I'm used to DIA where it's about like 3 miles just to get from your gate to the door. And in fact, you have to take the train from one side all the way to the other. And so our airport is massive. So I go to Kansas City. I get off the plane. I walk outside, and as soon as I open the door and walk outside, this wall of heat. It was like if you could solidify hot water and just walk into it face first. That's what it felt like. It was horrible. It took me a second to start breathing normal. So that was something else. But it was still fun. Kansas City was amazing. It was green, beautiful areas that we were in. And so I'd go back again. Everyone seems to have mixed feelings about LA. I really wanted to go. It sounds amazing to me. Yeah, I like community. I'm okay, having a hard time being productive, but I'm alive and well. Ah. Yep. I wouldn't say that I'm having a hard time being productive. I've been overly productive lately, which might be part of my problem. I've been putting a lot of time in on everything. But that's because I want to end the year on a high note. I play better on the back nine anyway. But LA, when I lived in LA, it was on the far western side, Mar Vista. So I was only like a 45-minute walk from the metro line, and from that you take the metro straight into Santa Monica at the pier. And Mar Vista is not that far from Venice Beach. In fact, the main street was only a few blocks down from me. So I guess I was in the more yuppie parts of LA. Not the rich parts, but more of the normal. I wouldn't know what that is because it was great for me. I loved LA. I was on the west side of the 405. And I'll tell you what, it's nuts. Like, I used to walk over the 405 every day to go to Trader Joe's for grocery shopping. And I would only shop one day at a time because then it would help me get up and walk. And I lost 30 pounds just doing that while I was in Los Angeles. And so I'd walk over the 405 every day. Never once. Didn't smell a single bit of pollution. You didn't even notice there was cars below you, aside from the sight and the sounds. But it's the moment I moved back to Colorado and I walked along Federal Boulevard. Now, Federal Boulevard is only I think it's 6 lanes across. Not even maybe a third the size of the 405. In the morning with hardly any traffic, and the pollution is so bad that it was choking me out when I first got back. I mean, it was nuts. Like walking over the 405. So, wall of hate. Yeah, it's not a wall of hate in Kansas City. It's a wall of heat. Sorry. But yeah, the pollution levels are completely different. I mean, I could walk just fine in LA. It didn't smell anything, but walking down Federal, it was bad. Now I've acclimated to it, so I don't smell it as much anymore. Plus, we moved Westminster to the other side of Denver. So now the major road I have near me is 70, which is probably one of the most jacked up pieces of freeway you'll ever drive. And it's a mess. But the neighborhood I'm in is pretty quiet. I love it here. I've got a pond 2 blocks away, and I walked around it, and it has a beautiful scenery. I am maybe half a mile away from an animal refuge, and we put bird seed out for the birds, and we feed the squirrels. And so every morning when there's feed in the tree, I'll have 5 squirrels, fat ones, going through the food. Then they'll drop the corn. They'll take like one bite of the corn and then drop it. And then we get a ton of grackles, and a couple of blue jays will come down and eat all the corn. And then we have 30 or 40 sparrows hitting the backyard feeder all at once. So you look out at my backyard first thing in the morning at about 6:15, and it'll just be an ocean of feather. It's pretty cool. One day, out in the corner of my backyard, I don't know what they were fighting over, but there was robins, there was doves, sparrows, finches, grackles, the blue jay, both blue jays, and a hawk was sitting on the fence. Now, I don't know what this baby hawk did to piss off the robin, but the robin went after it. It was nuts. They were about the same size, so it was like a really small hawk, but it was crazy. Everybody was in that corner. I don't know what they were going after, but everybody was interested in it. So, whatever. I don't know what that hawk did that robin. Robins are mean. Oh, that's amazing because everyone says LA is super polluted. They say that, but I didn't see it. So it might have been, that was one of the reasons why they started passing all these emissions bans in Los Angeles, because it was incredibly polluted. But when I was there in 2017, there was no smog. It was clean. It was great. I mean, there was no, like here, when you walk down the street, there'll be plastic bags rolling in the wind or gutters full of random cigarette butts and crap like that. But in where I was in LA, nothing. It was beautiful. So, I don't know. I liked it. Yeah, being productive is good, man. It helps you keep your mind off other crap. Exactly. Can you live in LA without a car, like just relying on public transport? Okay, so when I was in LA, I didn't have a car at all. I didn't even use public transportation. I would walk from my apartment to Trader Joe's and back, and that was about a 2-mile round trip. If I wanted to go to Safeway, I would walk all the way down. Well, I guess in LA it's Vons. If I wanted to go to Vons, I would walk from there. I think it's about 3.5 miles round trip to Vons. But mostly I can get my stuff from Trader Joe's. So, and then the Metro line was only a 45-minute walk, so I'd walk up and over to the Metro line, and then from there you have access to Santa Monica, Long Beach. I think it goes all the way up towards past Beverly Hills. You can keep going to the East LA, which I hear is pretty bad, so I never went there. But there's like, LA has a huge super metro line of light rail. Well, here it's light rail, but it's a metro line in LA. And so aside from the metro going to Santa Monica, I never really needed a car. Everything I did, I walked. But I was also trying to lose weight, so I would burn calories by walking everywhere. And it was nice because I could walk around. In LA, there's plant life there that aren't here, and so like my Birds of Paradise shirt, I wore it I think last time I was live. I think I talked about it then too. I was walking through LA, there's Birds of Paradise everywhere, beautiful flowers, and so and the trees, the leaves on the trees were like super thick. You could almost like ski with them. It was crazy. And the little trees are like short and fat with big leaves, and we never had stuff like that. So I'd take in the sights as I walked. It was beautiful. I enjoyed it. Squirrel, what is this corn man? I want Cheerios. Santa Ana, winds blow through. LA is gorgeous and clear. What part of LA did you live in again? I need to write this down. I was in East LA. It's pretty bad, so I never went there. That's where I lived. Pico Rivera, just past East LA. Nice. So no wonder why you have such a negative opinion of LA. In Los Angeles, I was in the Mar Vista area, which is north of Culver City. And I'm trying to think of another. Venice Beach was not necessarily down the street, but if I went down to Venice Boulevard, I could take it straight down to the beach. And Venice Boulevard was only 4 blocks from my apartment to the south, I think, if I remember right. Yeah, but I was just east of the 405. Oh man, I seriously love California. I've been to multiple cities, and I know what you mean. So many beautiful plants and animals. Yeah, that's crazy. There was this really cool lizard that was on the sidewalk when I was out for my walk one morning, and I almost stepped on him. Pretty big guy. I wonder if I have a picture of that too. I can show you some bat pictures of me from LA. I didn't want Google Play. That was bad. Photos. There we go. Okay. Wow, I've lost a lot of weight since then. Okay, let's go back in time. That's me staying at the hotel. There's Hullabaloo last year. And that was Kansas City. There's Omaha. And WordCamp Denver. That was fun. I love doing WordCamps here in Denver. I was hoping to do this year's, and I was going to do a talk at this year's WordCamp for writing content, but they needed to know if I had internet before I got my house. And so I'm like, I don't know if I can do that because I didn't know if I was going to have a home. I was still in the hotel at the time. There's my kids. Wow. I don't like taking pictures, but man, do I have a lot. You lived in LA in 2017? Yes, I moved in there, I think it was towards the end of November of 2016, and then I moved home in May of 2017. Oh, here we go. Now I'm getting there. Okay. There's the MGM. Yep, this is, here we go. Make sure there's no embarrassing pictures before I share stuff. Alright, Dale. I don't care. Alrighty. Don't laugh. Let's see. Window capture. Bam. Good Springs. So any of you who are Fallout fans, when I first saw this sign on the way home, I just had to have a picture of it. From Fallout Vegas. New Vegas. So I just had to do that one. But we drove by all kinds of cities. Okay, here's the pier. Let's see if I can get a good. Oh, here, see, this is when I was standing over top of the 405, and this was actually kind of a lighter day. I've been over the 405 where it was like packed. But can you see how much weight I've lost? I weighed 260 in this one, ish, I think. Was it safe in that area of LA? Absolutely. I didn't feel threatened at all. I loved it. There were a couple of weird people, but you have those in everywhere you live. Oh, we don't want to see fat pictures of me. Moving on. Those are my girls. Oh, this is my egg heart. That's how I flipped it out of the pan, completely on accident. Like, oh, I made a heart. I'm a dork. I'm sorry. Anywho. Kung Pao. So here's some of the more beautiful sights. Like that one. That is the Pacific Ocean. I got some shots of the beach. This is from the pier. This is looking towards Santa Monica. This was in Long Beach. We went to the aquarium. The aquarium in Long Beach is pretty cool. Big progress since then? Oh, absolutely. Give me a second, I'll show you an even worse one. This was the Long Beach aquarium. It's pretty cool. I was there with my friend Anna and her sister. There's Anna and Cecilia. Then the jellyfish. Oh, this one was cool. She couldn't get. Anna was trying to get pictures of me with my camera. Look how big I was. But these little guys would jump on you if you had these Queen Mary. I think it was. If you have nectar in your hand, they would sit on you and you can feed them directly there. And at one point I think I had like 6 or 7 on me, all the way down my arm. God, see, I had that shirt. That's my favorite, one of my favorite shirts. So just for comparison, I live in downtown Madison and there is trash and creepy, hostile people everywhere. I hate living here. I've lived in trash heaps like that before. I'm from Ogden. A lot of people don't associate Ogden, Utah with trash and stuff, but from my point of view, I was in a very, very bad neighborhood. it was commonplace to hear gunshots every night. That's not an exaggeration. Once you grow up like that, though, you don't really pay no mind when you come across it. Pufferfish. This other guy. He never puffed. He's flat. Got to pet manta rays. That was fun. They feel rubbery. Kind of cool. Oh, and I did get some pictures of Nemo and Dory, but I don't know where they're at. So, oh, and then I have my computer shipped to me when I first got here. Freaking UPS dropped it, busted the case all up. I was so mad. Ugh. Freaking UPS. Anyway, oh, this is the day that I left here. So I did. Okay, November 17th. This is the day that I left to go to LA. This is my brother and I playing golf in the snow. So I had to get a shot of this one. I can't remember whose ball that was, but one of us hit and it rolled and it just collected snow all the way down. It was pretty fun. Snow. Anyway. Yeah. Cool. Let's see if I can turn that off now. I'll give you a little sample of my... I wish I would have got a picture of the park I used to live near. Yeah, there's a lot of violence here because of the political climate. Oh, I bet. Oh, yeah, you're like in the middle of all that crap, aren't you? I can't remember if that's a Queen Mary or not. It might be. Long Beach was pretty cool. And if I remember right, we took the metro all the way down to Long Beach. That was pretty neat. And you can go anywhere in that whole section of California on $1.75. So you can go all over the place. So why did you move to LA? I moved to LA to get a new start. My life was really bad at that point. Things happened, and I had to leave. I left my girls behind and I moved out to LA. But after 6 months of being in Los Angeles, I realized that I couldn't be without my daughter, so I had to move back. So lots of underlying circumstances. But besides, I love Colorado. I love LA. I love California. I wouldn't mind living there again. But Colorado's always home. So I don't think I'll ever permanently leave Colorado. It's who I am. Rockies Mountains. I've always lived in mountains, and living in LA wasn't too bad. Like they say that there's mountains, there's no mountains in LA, but it's not bad. Kind of like living in a bowl. So I don't know why people don't think there's mountains there. There is. Beautiful place to visit. I went out to the wineries in Santa Barbara. Now, those are cool. Unfortunately, some of the ones that I went to burned down last year and the year before. So that's kind of sad. Beautiful places. But it's Colorado. I'm always in Colorado. It's funny because my mom knows that I'll follow my daughters anywhere. So my mom tries to get my ex to move to Utah, so I'll follow the girls there. So I go home. I'm originally from Ogden, Utah. But Ogden never really felt like home. Not like Colorado does. Like I go home and I get homesick sometimes. And I remember having my Rocky Mountains right there. Because in Ogden, you have the sun doesn't come up until like 10 because the mountains are like right there. And so I miss that aspect of it. I miss some of the people there. The climate. I grew up there, but Colorado is home. So were you working for TB at that time? Yes, I was, actually. I've been doing text broker work since 2012, and when I first moved to LA, I was still doing nothing but text broker. but in February, I gained a private client that made February or March. Might have been last half of February, where my pay got increased exponentially. I've been doing it ever since. So yes, I was living in LA while working with Textbroker. Visited Utah a couple of months ago, stayed in St. George, and then visited Bryce Canyon and Zion. Nice, beautiful state. Yes, I love Bryce Canyon and Zion, Goblin Valley, Wild Horse Canyon, the Arches, and pretty much anything south of Moab is amazing. Don't get me wrong, it's still, I was born there, but it does have a lot of pretty stuff to it. St. George is, I've never stayed in St. George. I've drove through it a few times on the way to, we drove through it on the way back from LA, if I remember right. But I have some family that live in St. George. My grandma and grandpa used to go there every summer for vacation, so they loved it down there. So you were able to pay the rent in LA? Yes, actually, at the apartment I was in. Yeah. Didn't really have much money after that. I was able to pay rent. I was in, and it wasn't really an apartment per se. It was more of an Airbnb that I was renting out. And I was able to pay the Airbnb plus buy my food and have a little bit of extra money for doing fun stuff. Not a lot, but Joanne Shepherd, 405 traffic. I'm homesick. Long Beach is home. Moved to Denver, love Denver. Then East Coast-ish, where I'm in hell. Well, that's a bummer. Long Beach is home, huh? I loved Long Beach when we went down there. The drive between Long Beach and LA reminded me a lot of driving down Wall Avenue in Ogden, Utah. It was just some of the more sketchy areas that we drove through. But once you got in Long Beach, it was pretty nice. But East Coast. I've never been to the East Coast, so I don't know if it's good or bad. I know my uncle lives out there. Like, I have family in, what state? Denial? No. One of the Virginias, I think. I can't remember which one. But, I don't know. I've never been that side, so I don't know. I would love to visit New York. Visit, not stay. Like maybe on a layover, but I don't know. I hear a lot of horror stories about New York, but I heard a lot of horror stories about Denver and LA too, and it's just, I guess, in the eyes, it's in perception, I guess. Now, some people might think of one thing as being like over the top. Oh no, other things like what other people will just like, and so that's how I am with like when I first moved to Denver. I lived in an area of South Denver that my coworkers at the time said was such a horrible place to live. It was like, I can't believe you live there. It's so bad. I'm like, this is nothing compared to what I'm where I'm from. -20 Fahrenheit winters. It's not worth it. I'm from Wisconsin. I've always hated winter. I don't think I'll ever miss it. Oh, the worst winter I ever had was in Wyoming. And I used to live in Fort Bridger Valley. It was Lyman, Fort Bridger, Mountain View. It's like a tri-village area because they're not really cities. But the wind chill that we get through Wyoming is like in the middle of July one morning when I was getting ready to go to work. It was 20 below zero. I'm like, this is July and it's freezing out there. So I hated living in Wyoming. And I can only imagine. I've never been to Wisconsin, so where cheese is cheese. I would love to visit. There's a few places in Wisconsin I'd like to check out, but I hated living in Wyoming. It's so faceless and boring. Like when I first moved to Denver, I had a 1990 Dodge Daytona, 3-liter V6, and so in the Badlands, I'm obviously going to open it up. So I found the governor on my car at 130 miles an hour. Yeah, it's crazy. As soon as that governor kicked in, I lost power immediately. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I just blew my engine. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. And then it kicked back up as soon as it dropped back down to 110. So I don't condone driving recklessly. But yeah, I used to make the trip from Denver to Ogden in 6 hours. Anyway, so you have the Badlands, which takes up, I'd say, 80% of the state. So there's like absolutely nothing out there, and it's such a mindless drive on 80. Humidity is killing me. Haven't had a good hair day since May. Nice. That's why I keep it short. I don't know. Ever since I turned, my hair has done something weird. Since I turned 40, it just flattens, and I don't know why. I look like when I cut my hair and it goes short, and as soon as I walk out of the shower, I look like Zod from the Superman movie, the newer one, where when his hair's flattened down, it's short but it's flat. Anyway. Humidity actually helps my hair because it's normally so dry. Well, humidity helps my skin, which is why I love living in LA so much. I need a humidity level of 60% or higher to help me with psoriasis, and unfortunately, it's only 47 here in my office, and I keep forgetting to plug in the humidifier, but that helps out a lot. And so, if I can maintain 60% in my office, then I should be clearing up. Like right now, it's really bad on my finger, but we're also thinking that I might have a milk issue. That's probably a little bit more information that you need. I tend to ramble, so sorry. If you came for a train of thought that stays on its tracks, that's not going to happen. There's a reason why I have to do so many jump cuts in my videos. Mostly because I stumble across words a lot. Or I like to think about what I say. And so there'll be times where I'll plan out what I'm saying before I shoot it. And so there'll be like this huge, maybe 10-15 second gap in between each sentence, because I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the right information. So I try to plan it all out in my head. So that's why there's so many jump cuts. But wow. See, what I tell you, I don't even know where that train came from. Looking like Zod must suck for an MCU fan. It does. I do love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I do like the newer Superman with the Witcher. What's his name? Henry Cavill. I do like the Henry Cavill movies. No, I can't say that. I liked the first one. I don't like Batman v Superman, or I've only seen bits and parts of Justice League, and I can't get into them. I did like Christopher Nolan's Batman, but not Ben Affleck. I don't know. I loved Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was a great movie. So, but I haven't seen Aquaman. But anyway, the Henry Cavill Superman with Zod, I think, was an interesting take on it. It was different than what I grew up with. I grew up with Christopher Reeve, so Cavill is great as Soup. Yeah, I thought so. I liked him a lot better than that emo one they had before. I swear, Superman Returns or whatever it was, where he comes back and he has a kid, and Kevin Spacey was what's his name? Wow. Oh my god. Batman or Superman's nemesis. I can't think of his name. I'm gonna have to Google it. Holy crap. Really? No, it's gotta come to me. Bald dude and Superman. Lex Luthor. Oh my god. Lex, yeah, just as I got it. Anyway, the Superman where I forgot the actor's name. Oh my god. That's been an hour. Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. I did not like that Superman at all. They made him out to be like this depressed emo Superman that, I don't know, he had the face of a kid you wanted to punch repeatedly. I didn't like it at all. I do like Henry Cavill though. And I love The Witcher. So if you haven't had a chance to watch The Witcher on Netflix, I suggest you give it a shot. Aside from that, see, talk about train being derailed. I have no idea what the hell we were talking about or where that came from. We went from LA, 405 traffic, Wisconsin, Zod. Oh, because of my hair. Wow, it's weird how we can start a conversation from one point in time, but after about an hour, you are nowhere near where the conversation started. It just keeps going from one thing to another. Now, a lot of people could probably maintain a solid thought. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube that can do it, where they get on live and they have a set theme where they can maintain themselves and follow that whole theme to fruition. Unfortunately, I can't do that. My mind isn't wired that way. I bounce around way too much, which is another reason why I do jump cuts. And another reason why I can't focus on just one thing at a time. I can't maintain my focus long enough to actually succeed at well, I can't say succeed, to master at anything, because I am successful at what I do. I'm a freelance writer, I'm an editor. I wish I can get something published, but then again, I'd have to focus on something. But so there's times where I wish I could focus more and like stick to a certain thing. I'm easily distracted. Goldfish like squirrel. Ooh, peanut. So I don't know, that's not necessarily a bad thing though, because throughout my life I've been a little bit of everything. I've built fences in the middle of the desert. I've done data entry. I've built roofs. I've done cement work. Painted. Most everything has been centered around computers in some way, though. I did own the computer center. Now, when I owned the computer center for 4 years, that was probably one of the highlights of my life. It was a great time. We had a lot of fun. Did a lot of cool things with it, but that's a story for another time. And I was a network administrator at the school district. That's when I started working with Textbooker, because it just wasn't making enough. So that's when I expanded. But yeah, I bounced around a lot. So I've got all this experience, which I guess is helpful because now I know that I can do all these different things. And there's times where I wish I could just maintain focus. Maybe if I got some ginkgo biloba, but I'd forget to take it. Anyway. But it's nice to see you around, Chris. I was really worried about you. I was going to send you an email the other day, but with all this virus stuff going on, then I was locked up in the hotel for a month and a half, and then Greengate started piling all kinds of stuff on me. So I'm sorry, I just completely forgot. But I was going to send you an email. Do I get points for intention? And I was really excited to see that you started making videos again. Well, at least the one that I saw. But Chris is a person that has I don't know, I think your way of doing videos is way better than mine. I can't do that with the camera. I don't talk loud enough. I've tried recording myself on a camera. I've tried using my phone. I've tried using I have a Canon Vixia, and I'm just not loud enough. I even have a lapel mic, a nice lapel mic, but it's wireless, and I just can't talk loud enough for the recording. So I envy that you can do that kind of stuff. So I've been lurking, just feel weird commenting sometimes. Don't feel weird. We all feel weird. I feel weird for streaming sometimes. Like today, I had an idea of what I was going to do, and then I went nowhere near it. Well, I guess kind of, for about 5 minutes. But don't ever feel weird about commenting. I don't know if you were here when we had that discussion about aliens from the dude in Ireland that was high off his ass. My 13-year-old wind up talking mostly with him. Dude was gone, but don't feel weird, man. I miss you, buddy. I've been worried about you. So, and we've all had a really rough 10 months. So, like I said before, if you ever need anything, you know where my email is. So, unfortunately, I was going to go somewhere with that, and I completely lost track. Told you. Anywho, so I think, what did we establish today? That the East Coast sucks, the 405 is cool, East LA or West LA is where you want to be, Santa Monica is beautiful. Aw, I'm crying. I'm not crying. You're crying. It's true. Out of all the people, I don't know. I think a big part of it is that I see a lot of myself in you back when I first started, and I don't know. I have an affinity for you, man. And so when you just kind of disappeared after New Year's Eve, I was kind of worried. So there's just some people out there you could just resonate with, you know. So anyway, that's how I roll. I know I should try to keep it more professional, at least according to some people, which I don't care about, because you know what? It's my channel. If you don't like it, move on. There's plenty of other people on YouTube to watch. So I am not an apologist. This is what you get. However, I'm going to contradict myself here, because I do apologize for being so flighty tonight. Normally I can keep a pretty solid thought going, but lately it's just been a jumbled mess. Poke myself in the eye. I love winter as long as there's snow. No snow in Long Beach. Have you been to Bryan Head back in the day? Bryan Head, no. 3 women, 6 kids, and a camper driving straight through to ski Bryan Head. Beauty and cheap lift tickets if I have to sit at another red light behind an Amish buggy or takes a big pooper. Nice. No, I haven't been able to do that. I love winters as well. My favorite winter up here, that was one thing I missed in LA, was there was no snow. So Christmas to me in LA was it wasn't Christmas. Not only was I 1,200 miles away from my daughters for the first time ever, I've never missed a Christmas with my kids. And that first one, it broke my heart in all kinds of ways. It was really hard. But Christmas in LA was, it just seemed like a Tuesday. It was just not the same. So here in Colorado, we've had winters where we had a blizzard drop in 2001 or 2 after I first moved up here. I shut Denver down for 3 days. Now that was pretty cool, because I go outside and there's nothing, no cars driving. The Colorado Boulevard was dead. There was hardly any lights on anywhere. The snow was so deep. I'm on the third floor in my apartment. I looked down and my Dodge Daytona was gone. That's how deep it was. The snow was just, most of the cars in the parking lot were covered. There was a bus down the street that was jackknife, or that was catty corner sideways, and it was almost completely submerged. So I'm like, it's a good thing I'm on the 3rd floor. And since I was on the 3rd floor, all the heat from the boiler, which is right below me, like 3 floors below me, all that heat rose up anyway. So I never really had to turn on the heater during that whole episode. But I didn't have any food. And at that time, I was a smoker, and I didn't have any cigarettes either. So but I did have a paycheck in my pocket that I couldn't cash because there was nobody open and there was nothing to buy. So I had to, for 3 days, I had maybe half a package of ramen at lunch. I was really stretching as far as I could go. And on the third day, I was able to go down to 7-Eleven and cash it because they were able to dig out, but it was crazy. Congrats on the house, by the way. Oh, thank you very much, Joanne. I love my house. It's big. It's an older house, but like I said before, when I'm like in my office, I feel like it's home. It reminds me of a lot of my grandma's house back in Utah, my grandma Brockbank, and I don't know. It just has that warm, loving feeling to it. I just love it. You have to do something with the yard though. My backyard's whoever lived here before didn't take very good care of it, so it's mostly dead and sand. I am bringing some things back. I'm trying to grow pumpkins again this year, and one plant's actually doing fairly well-ish, as well as a pumpkin can do in the sand. But aside from that, it's a quiet neighborhood. It's a brick house, so the neighbors can blast their music all they want. I can't hear anything in my office, so it's great. I've got these huge bay windows in front that my cats love because we have the bird feeder out front, and they just love watching that. You get squirrels that come up the window, and there's no food in the feeder, and they sit there and stare at you until you fill it. I've got all kinds of birds that come down. They're pretty, like, I love blue jays, and we get a couple of them that come down to eat the corn that the squirrels drop. It's a nice place. I love it. And the cool thing is that my floor is solid cement and steel. So Dan, whose bedroom is downstairs, he spends all of his time downstairs. We kind of separated the house. I get the upstairs, he gets the downstairs. In fact, we even kind of built him a makeshift kitchen down there. But you can't hear anything either way. So like, we can dance around in the living room and jump and play the Xbox, and you can't hear it downstairs because it's all solid cement and steel. So pretty nice. You can park your car in my living room. And so it's almost perfect. The only way this house could be any better is if it had a fireplace. I love fireplaces. But aside from that, it's a nice house. I love it. Oh, but anyway, my winters. Yeah, that was winter is the kicker for me. I love Christmas. I love snow. Yeah. I love Colorado. Winters aren't like they used to be anymore, though. I don't know if that's global warming or what, but like the winters in Ogden, Utah when I was growing up were far more snowier than things are nowadays. So, I don't know, kind of freaky. We still get quite a bit of snow up here, though. And it depends. Sometimes we get snow. God, last year. Yeah, last year. Last year we had snow all the way through the 1st of May, which is why I couldn't get my pumpkins in. Joseph Grapes. Sorry if this question is off topic. How do you come up with topics to write about? Actually, there's no such thing as being off topic tonight because I really haven't had a topic. So, topics to write about. It depends. If I'm writing for myself, like for Writer Sanctuary, I will go through and see what is the most prominent content, which is text broker stuff. In fact, if you Google text broker or text broker writing tips, this one I'm kind of geeking out about. Oh, I could show you. Oh, I closed the window. I was doing an article about showing up on Google snippets, and so I looked up one of my search terms just because I wanted to see who was in that snippet. It was me, but not for a blog post. I was in the Google snippet for a YouTube video. I did not know snippets could do that. So let me show you an example. But anyway, what I do is I see what is the most important content, and then I try to write what people want to read about. And sometimes I'll keep an eye on Google Trends or social media. Like I play around a lot on Twitter, especially, and text broker writing tips. Oh, yeah, okay. But I'll play around on Twitter a lot. I'll hang out with bloggers and writers, and then I'll get some ideas from that. Sometimes I get ideas from something I see on YouTube, or like last week I came up with a couple that were from somebody else's Facebook post that piqued my interest, and so I went ahead and did something on that. Oh yeah, I was going to show this to you. Okay. Let's see, check that out. Now, is that a spot of cool for you or what? So this is a featured snippet. Ram. And normally, if you get the featured snippet spot for any particular article, then you wind up generating more traffic. So this is the first time I've ever seen a YouTube video get in a featured snippet. Now, this is the writing sample tips I did on YouTube recently. What's freaking me out, though, is that I never added the time slots to that video. That video just has the different sections that I talk about, but all the timestamps are directly from, I don't know if it's Google or YouTube that is doing it, but I never put those in. So that's kind of cool, but kind of freaky. Which goes to show that getting into a featured snippet, well, obviously YouTube can do it, but it also means that whatever you talk about can get recorded as well. So it looks like what YouTube or Google did was take the transcript text of that video and then put it into a snippet. So sometimes that's where I get my ideas from, is like I'll use the related keywords app, or I'll come across Answer the Public is another big one I use. Like I'll put in my search term, like say I'm about freelance writing, and so I'll put that in, and they'll get some ideas from whatever's in Answer the Public. Quora is a good place to get ideas. What else? Sometimes I'll write if I do a listicle, sometimes I'll take each item from that list and make a blog post about it separately. So Writer Sanctuary is right there below it too. Yeah, I'm all over. You put in text broker at any point in Google for any term, and apparently I'm quite popular for text broker stuff. So, and there's one search term. Oh yeah, that one. Okay, so check. I know this is me geeking out, but so that's a snippet. Never seen a YouTube vid either. Yeah, exactly. So, but then we have, here's my article that I wrote on Writer Sanctuary. Then here's 2 of my videos and one of Chris. There you are, big guy. And then Text Broker itself. So Chris and I beat out Text Broker for the top spots in Google. So that's pretty cool. And there's more videos of mine. There's Chris's video. Let's see what's on page 3. Okay, so nothing spectacular there. But yeah, that's pretty cool that Chris and I are both on page 1. God, there was one thing where I was everywhere. The whole thing was a text broker writing sample. Yeah, see, there's me, all of those are me. Text broker. It's pretty cool when you can write a piece of content and it becomes so popular that you outdo the brand you're writing for. It's pretty cool though, because Text Broker did follow me on Twitter recently. God, it's all my videos. So I'm even ahead of Text Broker's video itself. Then my 4-star video. More of my videos. More. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Stop. I'm Mike with the Writer Sanctuary. Look, even back then you can see how much weight I've lost. The crap. Anyway, that's cool. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I know that guy. Co-owners then, right? It's pretty cool because we both have like you still show up. Your videos will still show up in my recommended list from like last year, the year before last. And remember when you first started doing videos, and you were going to do tips for working with text broker, and I thought I don't want to copy it because I'd feel bad, and you should just do it. And I wound up doing it. Now, like I say, that's the biggest thing that I'm known for. You put text broker anywhere in YouTube, and I'm all over the place. But yeah, to answer your question, Joseph, and I'm sorry I got derailed there a little bit. I get my ideas from a lot of different places, so it really depends on the niche. Like if I'm writing, what blog I'm writing for, or if it's for a client. There's different things. Just depends on what's going on, really, and what the main focus is. Like with the green blog starting on Saturday, I'll be looking more at sustainability stuff and doing. I'm going to be doing some experiments with stuff, so that's going to be kind of cool. Well, Michael, that's amazing and super funny that TV follows you. Yeah, they're probably watching this right now, probably. Well, I never thought, when I first started making videos, I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, no, this isn't going to go anywhere. And then I got a email directly from TextBroker about one of my videos that I misquoted something, so I fixed it, obviously. But I think it was the new payment system, Payoneer. It was the Payoneer video where I wasn't sure if they were paying the fees and all that. They responded to me saying that they do. So I'm like, oh, they're watching. That's pretty cool. And then recently I posted something on Twitter, and then they followed me like right after that. So yeah, they do pay attention to me. At least some of them do. So yeah, don't worry. That's what I was telling you back then, that you would dominate this niche. Yeah, but then I feel like I kind of took it from you. You had a really good thing going. It's like I didn't mean to. So I know. And I had a lot of fun so far. That's what I'm known for. I dominate the niche of text broker. Unfortunately, it's not that big of a niche, but people watch. And I'm able to help a lot of people get started. So I thought Google crawled YouTube and only picked up, or is the word indexed and uploaded transcript auto-generated is ignored? Is that correct? So when you create a YouTube video, there is a transcript automatically created. Now, a lot of people say that you should download that file, go through it and fix your text, and then re-upload the transcript. That way it's all clear. But there is a text file generated every time you create a video. So what I'm thinking is that when that file is created, now either YouTube or Google will crawl that transcript for the context of the website, or for the video. And then when its algorithm detects that I say a certain word or certain phrases that are in that, especially since I put them all down inside the video description, that it picked up when I first mentioned those and then timestamped them. That's the only thing that I can think of why there was a timestamp on those, on that snippet. So it's really cool, kind of freaky, but really cool. Because I didn't put those in at all. I rarely put timestamps in the videos. So I can't remember what I was doing. Oh no, that's what I was doing. I was looking for, I wanted to get an example because I'm writing an article for Friday about how to get into rich snippets. Because a lot of my stuff does wind up getting into the featured snippets in Google. And so I was writing an article about it, and I thought, let's see if we can come up with an example. So I did text broker writing, or the text broker writing tips is what I did. And yeah, it was like YouTube video. What? I've never seen that. So not only that, but the timestamp, it's just almost creepy in a way. Google knows everything. Google knows who you are. Which, I can see how people are kind of afraid of Google because of the sheer amount of data that Google can collect. But I'm not one of those type of people, because I am pretty much an open book. If you're bored enough to watch me on webcam, watch Netflix, then more power to you. I'm not afraid of that kind of stuff. And then, like nowadays, people are like, oh, but what if they dox you? Like what? By sharing my address, my phone number? Back then, we used to call it the white pages. So I'm not really afraid of doxing either. I'll eventually get onto TextBroker. The biggest turnoff I have to it is the HTML, but I know Michael has some videos on that. In fact, I recently did a video on the HTML and an article as well. And I try my best to break down the 6 most common uses of HTML in TextBroker in both the video and the blog. The blog goes way deeper. but I tried to be as clear as I could in the video. So if you need me to go any deeper, let me know. I'll be more than happy to go even deeper with that. Now, the HTML part isn't necessarily difficult. The hardest one out of all of them is probably, especially if you've never done it before, is creating a link. Now, links are a little bit more in depth. You got it's a whole href and then target equals or underscore blank and all that. I go into how to set it up, and you don't necessarily need to know what the href stands for, just how to structure the link. Aside from that, headers are easy. Bold, italicized, underlines, people don't really use them anymore, but they're there. And bullet lists. Now, I tried to break down every point that's in the text broker editor that you can use, because some of it you can use the editing system in text broker to create. I just do it in WordPress because I'm so much faster in the text editor than trying to click on the buttons on the editor itself. But I've also been using HTML since 1998, so I do have a bit of a knack with it. So they do want you to show off that you know how to create that kind of stuff, and so that's why I did in that video, was to try to help you how to understand how to create headers and meta. I didn't do meta descriptions because that's not really common, but that's going to be. I did do a blog post about meta descriptions recently because my dad asked me about it, because he had a client in text broker that were asking him about meta descriptions, so he needed to know how to do them, and so I figured I'll just do a blog post that way he can read it. Doesn't have to keep calling me. Text file is auto-generated. Yes. Could you elaborate? You're not talking about the transcript, right? Okay. See, this is one of the problems I have. I'm very sorry, but I get bouncing around too much. Okay. Now, as the video is being recorded in YouTube, the software is recording every word I say. So if I was to slur something, then the transcript would be slurred as well, which is why I try to be as clear as possible, and sometimes I don't come off that clear, so I can see how it can get screwed up. But the transcript is auto-generated by YouTube itself. So by the time you're done publishing the video, part of the processing is the transcript. Now, when your video is up, you can download that transcript and then go through and edit the text in it to match what you're saying on camera. And then you upload that file again to overwrite the old one so that the video matches the transcript perfectly. And that's all auto-generated except for the one that you upload, because you obviously have to edit that. But that's the only thing that I can think of why it got put into the feature snippet, is that obviously I spoke clear enough for the algorithm to pick up what I was saying. So, but I can't remember if you can turn off the auto-generated transcript or not. I don't ever play with them because I simply don't have time to go through and edit what I just said. So I barely have time to do my video, and so I never mess with the transcript. But I have seen a few videos. vidIQ talks about it at one point. I think they have an old video in YouTube about it where you can edit your transcript and re-upload it. But yeah, YouTube will automatically generate that with every word I say. So everything I'm saying right now is being technically recorded in that transcript. So by the time the video is done and it renders and it becomes up there on the internet, there's a transcript for it. So it's kind of like voice to text, but on a much more sophisticated level. So that's how that works. And that's the only thing I can think of how a video got put into a feature snippet, which I still think is pretty cool. A, it's my video, and B, it added the timestamps when I talked about stuff. So now I'm like, that made me a little bit self-conscious when I saw that this morning, thinking, what if I should be really careful about what I say now? Be showing up in search results for stuff I didn't say. But since I'm not monetized anyway, it's not like I'd give a rat's ass. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. Staring at the text broker writing sample. I guess I can close that now. Oh look, impressions got up 2%. My average position is 1. That still makes me geek out a bit. So, and it's not the first time I've appeared on the first result of anything. Like I did my Progressive Soup article from 2016 was like #1 position for like 2 years. That was on Crossing, Colorado. That was before Google sunk my site. Bastards. Your money, your life. You gotta be careful when you're blogging. The HTML vid and blog was really good. I didn't have a clue what it was. I'll watch it. I'll watch again when I actually use it soon. Fingers crossed. Sorry. Well, HTML is just it's web programming. I did link to W3 Schools, which is a great free resource for anything you want to ever learn about programming on the web. I have classes for CSS, PHP. It's all free. You do kind of learn as you go. It does have some really great tutorials on how to do certain things. The header hierarchy page was amazing. They did a really good job on that. So I did link to that in that video if you're curious. If not, then those are the biggest 6 HTML elements for a text broker, and they're not really hard. Once you get the hang of it, then it becomes like a nature. The hardest one, like I said, is the link. And if you use WordPress and install the classic editor like I do, then you can just make all those changes in visual. And when you move to the text tab, WordPress would convert all that to the HTML anyway. So that's another reason why I liked using WordPress when I was at my prime on TextBroker, because I could just go back and forth and it was just super fast. Plus, I see everything in code anyway, so that's how I roll. But also keep in mind that I've been doing it for a very long time. I've been a writer since 2012, full-time writing. I think it was 2013 when I started full-time. In fact, we had a discussion with my friend about that. They were trying to argue with me that I didn't start writing until like 2013 or something like that. I'm like, no way. And so they had me second doubt myself. So I had to look up TextBroker, and my first payout was January 12th for $25. So everybody has to start off from somewhere, and the HTML thing you can learn as you go. Writing will come to you. I just been doing it for so long that coding is nothing to me. So there are plenty of articles on TB where you don't have to use HTML. Exactly. HTML is mostly for team orders, which I'm avoiding at the moment. Yeah, once you get past your initial entry article, because they want to see that you know how to do it. Once you get past that, then you're not really going to run across a lot that require HTML, especially with the editor, where you can just, like, if you want to create a link, just highlight the text and hit the link button in TextBroker. Then you just add in what website you want to go to. So you won't come across a lot of HTML stuff. I think maybe not even 10% of the stuff I've done was I had to put in code. Yeah, like not even with the with that one. I had a client that used to give me like 5 orders a day, and I don't think I had to do any HTML for him except for the 1 or 2 links, maybe at the most. Most of the time, the reason why they do that is so that when they copy your content onto their website, then they can put in whatever headers they want. And a lot of clients would prefer that way. Most of the time, they're going to edit your stuff anyway, and so they have the ability to format it however fits their website. So a lot of them won't ask for that. But Diana's right, you will come across teams where you have to have the coding in it. I'm on one team where I have to put in the header coding. I rarely ever use anything else. Headers and links are probably the most common. I am on a team where I have to put in the meta description, but instead of having to type out the meta tag in HTML, they just want you to put meta description, then whatever the meta description is. So you just need to know how to do a meta description, which is only 160 characters, and essentially it's a kind of like a synopsis of what you're about to write or what someone's about to read. This is going to show you how to do this. Click here for more, and there's all different ways you can write a meta description. So the odds of you actually using a lot of HTML is fairly low. So I somebody asked me if how to do the HTML. I think it was Shyman. Asked me for an HTML article, so I went ahead and did one, and I did the 6 most common. There's more that you can do in HTML, but the chances of you actually using it, like Diana said, not really high. So shouldn't have too much to worry about. But thank you for the compliment. I try my best to be as clear as possible. So, but if you ever have any ideas or suggestions, or need to know anything in particular, feel free to hit me up. I'm mostly on Twitter. Sometimes I'll get on Facebook. I try to respond to my emails as soon as I can. It's just been really busy lately. But Twitter, link in description. Did I say something wrong? I might have. Link in the... Did I say link in the meta description? Oh, now you got me confused. You can't put links in meta descriptions. But you can... Oh, I'd have no idea what I was talking about. Oh, you confused me, Chris. Yeah, I'm not a clue. Okay, so if I did say that, ignore that part, because you can't put a link in the meta description. It doesn't work that way. Link in the description of the video, maybe? Oh, in W3 schools, maybe? No, oh well, like when you upload this, add link to your post for future viewers. Ah. Oh! Yeah, I guess I can, I don't know if I can do that when it's on live. I think I have to wait until it's done rendering before I can add it. But, you know what, let me open up. Oops. Let me open up that website so I don't forget, because if I don't, I will forget. I forget a lot. I don't try to. And I'm not trying to be rude if I don't respond to emails or anything. I forget a lot. Which is why I use Asana to maintain most of my life. All right. Posts. We're doing the what? HTML. Was it the HTML article or the meta description article? I should do both since I'm talking about both of them. Yeah, I'll do that. Gotta properly do that. And then where is 6 most common forms of HTML? Cool. So I will add both of these to this video's description when we're done. That way other people can click on the link if they need it. So yeah, how to properly write up meta descriptions and 6 most common forms of HTML in TextBroker to use. And I also have, if you haven't seen it yet, I do have a writing sample example on writersanctuary.com, 300-word sample that it was initially supposed to be for the initial articles that you send into TextBroker before they give you a level. And I have that there. Sorry to sidetrack you again now. I'll shut up and go now. No, that's all right. It's not you. I'm just extremely tired. I've been tired for a long time. And I just lost my train of thought again, but that's okay. It's about time to wrap this up anyway. It's already 8:45. I didn't think I was going to be on this long. Like when I first started, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be a short video. I'm sorry for rambling, guys. It's just been a really rough go of everything. So everybody's been having it rough. We just got to move through it. Let's keep a stiff upper lip and keep trudging. And hopefully, knock on wood, I would love to finish 7 so I can start working on my other projects. You know, that's what I should have done today. See, I keep forgetting. I really, really need to stick with my schedule. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here because I'm just tired. So I guess we'll do, I'll do my closing. So enjoyed the video, hit the like button. For more live streams about me losing my mind, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. But I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Have a safe couple of weeks. I'll be back in 2 weeks on Monday. And hopefully I'll be able to get some articles or more videos up this week. I did have my friend, here you go, for Diana especially. I did have my friend set me up a mock text broker article. I haven't seen it yet, so I have no idea what's in it. And I'm going to show you exactly my process for writing a text broker article from start to finish. So I'm pretty excited to start that. I just need kind of a larger chunk of time because it is going to take me probably about 2 or 3 hours just to record it, and then I have to edit it. So I need a little bit more time in my day to do that whole thing, but I'm really excited for it. And yeah, it's going to be kind of cool. So keep an eye out for that. So hopefully that'll be out. I don't know. So that's just state of the world. So anywho, have a good night, everybody, and stay safe. Keep yourself and your loved ones protected. And I'll see you guys Wednesday.